everyone, welcome. Hi Diane, hi Beth, hi Brittany. Thank you so much for joining and welcome. That is pretty well shuffled. So let's get into it, shall we? Thank you so much to everybody who's able to join me live, and a massive welcome to those who aren't able to be here live. In today's live stream, we're going to be channeling love predictions for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, or if you just have strong Gemini placements in your chart. Now, if you're not a Gemini and you are cross-watching, you're more than welcome to stay. I just need you to know I'm a very honest reader. So you may hear or see something you do not like. Consider this your warning. So for this Gemini love prediction, we are going to be focusing on getting predictions from mid-October to mid-November. This is going to be so repetitive for those who have been able to join me on other streams, but I do need to explain how we're going to do this for those who are new. We are getting a lot of new community members, so if this is the first time you've seen one of my prediction readings on this channel, what I like to do is I start by pulling 3 cards from an oracle deck, which will tell us the 3 main themes your sign can expect to experience in love. I then will clarify each of those themes with tarot to get specific predictions, and then we're going to get advice for each of those themes as well. So this is a monthly love prediction focusing on mid-October to mid-November. So again, thank you so much to everybody who's able to join. Welcome, and let's get into it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to be looking over and having a look at the chat and checking with the chat every so often to make sure I'm answering any questions. So Spirit, what can Gemini expect when it comes to love in the month ahead? Oh, we have conjunction coming out reversed. Something just fell on the ground. Excuse me for a second. And we also have 5 reversed. Okay, that's an interesting theme. What else can you tell us about Gemini's love life in the month ahead? We have the 8th house card coming out for you. What else? Ooh. We have mutable, and we have waxing crescent. At the back of the deck, we have cardinal. I was like, wait a minute. At the back of the deck, we have cardinal. So let me get my crystals. I think the month ahead could... I want to kind of be careful about how I say this, because I'm seeing 2 kind of themes, if I'm honest. Like, I'm seeing one major theme that's kind of split down the middle, which does make sense with Gemini. You are the twins. But I just think that either you're going to feel inspired to kind of take drastic transformation within an existing situation in your love life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a specific person. I think that it's more a major theme that you've been experiencing in your love life, and there's this strong desire to try to kind of change that situation and trying to kind of confront it in some way. But I think that on the other side, some of you may instead choose to leave that situation on pause and pivot in a different direction, because you're feeling like this isn't going to be able to be resolved with just you. It almost feels like for some of you, you're waiting for somebody else to kind of step up. So I do want to talk about this cardinal energy. I think that for a lot of you, this cardinal energy is talking about trying to take initiative and action. But I do feel you being unsure of what action to take. And I do think that some of you may be waiting for somebody else's sign, or for somebody else to kind of show you very clearly what sort of action you should take. It does kind of feel like a confidence thing, like you have no problem stepping up and doing something, but you need to know first. You need to either be sure about the situation, or you need to feel well informed before you even consider stepping up and taking action. It's a very interesting feeling. So I want to delve into your first major theme here, the 5 card and conjunction reversed. I almost feel like something feels misaligned to you in the month ahead. I'm going to use the Pastel Journey Tarot for you, I think. It almost feels like it's misaligned. It feels like you're in a situation that hasn't been able to progress with 5 stuck in the reverse position. Usually that card could be about change and experiencing change for the better. But when it's reversed, it's this frustrating feeling of like, why are we still here in the same space that we've been in for a while now? Why am I still stuck right here? Why am I having to go through this again? Or why has nothing changed yet? And I think with conjunction reversed, it's just this feeling of it hasn't been able to come together. It hasn't been able to align well. So let's see what tarot can tell us about that theme as well. I always love my Amazonite stone because I'm a Gemini rising, and my Amazonite stone just helps me kind of focus on the messages more, if that makes sense. But yeah, this one and this one seem to be very strong. So that's smoky quartz and Amazonite. And then I do also have my Labradorite palm stone here as well, Beth. But these two feel most strong. Like these two are both for me very calming. And this one just helps me speak more directly and clearly. So out of all those 3, probably the Amazonite the most, but that's just personal preference. In terms of your energy, that smoky quartz feels really strong. Look at that, we have a little imposter here. The King of Pentacles trying to make an appearance. Okay, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn somewhere in your love life. What do you want to tell Gemini about this 5 conjunction theme? Oops. We have the Devil, Capricorn coming out, okay? What do you want to tell Gemini about this conjunction and 5 theme, Spirit? I'm going to take them. Temperance and the 10 of Wands. Okay. Very interesting energies for this theme. At the back of the deck, I am seeing the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So there's definitely a desire to wait, where did you go? Here we go, the 10 of Wands. There's definitely desires to make major changes, like a huge transformation, to try to really turn this situation on its head. However, I feel like a lot of this desire is coming from a space of like, I know things have to change, but I don't know what to do about it. Some of you are in a situation in which you feel kind of unhealthily tethered or attached. And I feel like with the Devil card here, you're just wanting to kind of have more balance and break free of what has been somewhat oppressing you. This 10 of Wands in the month ahead, you feel a strong sense of responsibility, but it also feels like a burden. And I want to say that your goal here is to try to kind of make the best out of what you have. Like I see you still trying to just kind of let it slide and remain your usual self, like optimistic in some way. But I do think that this theme could have the potential to get the better of you, because it feels like you're really stuck here with the Devil card and the 10 of Wands coming out. The 10 of Pentacles reversed could mean that you're waiting for something else to wrap up properly before you can pursue this or finish this or change this. You could be waiting for something to happen with your career, or with their career, or with somebody's family life. It's like you're waiting for something to come full circle before you can fully address the situation, or you're waiting for somebody else to get their priorities straight. It's very bizarre. Let's clarify, Spirit. What is this theme about for Gemini? Is there anything else you can tell them about this conjunction reversed and 5 theme? Okay, oh, we're not going to take that, but we have the 3 of Wands and the Emperor. Is there anything else you can tell? Oops. We have that King of Pentacles coming out again. Okay, so it's meant to be here. In the back of the deck, we have a King of Swords moment. So I kind of feel like a lot of this theme is about trying to wait for things to kind of come together in the right way. I do want to clarify the conjunction card in shadow in this deck because I think that there's a specific message there for you. And it's probably going to be in this guidebook instead. This deck is so extensive, it has 2 guidebooks. Look, I just happened to open it directly onto the right page. That's crazy. I express inventively. Okay. There is something here about trusting your intuition as well. In shadow, conjunctions can bring confusion, as there may be difficulty differentiating the goals of each planet. So it does kind of feel like when it rains, it pours over here. A suggestion or question, I should say. Oh no, this isn't really applicable to you. We're going to skip that. But I do think that you need to hear some of the key terms of this card. Merge, blend, potency, and connection. So sometimes, depending on which planets are in conjunction, to be fair, we're still technically in retrograde season and it'll be eclipse season too. I feel like what's happening here is a strong feeling of either too much of the wrong things or it's just very misaligned. I am sensing a strong connection over here though. I'm not getting their energy much. It more feels like the situation itself is very challenging. You're having to wait. You're feeling very connected. You're almost feeling a little bit like even if I wanted to, I couldn't really let go fully. And that 3 of Wands is a strong feeling of almost yearning as well. Now, I am getting that for some of you, this could be an external energy of yearning towards you because Gemini suns at least and Gemini Venuses have a strong way of like attracting certain unwanted attention as well. But I do think that for most of you, this is referencing your feelings. This Emperor is a strong feeling of trying to control all of this though, and trying to kind of maintain a stoic appearance in light of all of this, trying not to let it look like it's bothering you. For a lot of you, you may not be sharing this information with a heck of a lot of people. It may feel very uncomfortable if people who know about this share it with others. I almost get the sense of you just trying to kind of hold it down and stay in control. And I also see this Emperor as a strong feeling of responsibility in this connection. Why is there a strong feeling of responsibility, Spirit? It could be an infatuation or an attraction that started in a different setting, like a school setting or a work setting, and you feel responsibility to kind of maintain whatever else the connection is connected to. Kind of like you have to save face for the sake of kind of the purpose of how you met, if that makes sense. It could also be that you're not able to prioritize the situation because your priorities have to be elsewhere in the month ahead. You have to stay focused. You have to keep working hard and you have to finish the tasks at hand. There is this hope that in the future it's going to be better aligned and that it will come together better. But with the King of Pentacles reversed, you're trying not to take it personally. Whatever this person chooses to do, focus on, say, you're trying not to take it personally. You're trying to maintain sort of balanced and from a place of like thinking that their actions don't necessarily impact you. You're really trying to just find peace in this situation, but it is very frustrating for you. And I think in the month ahead, you're going to really kind of analyze this person's actions, and you're going to have to force yourself to try not to focus on what they are and aren't doing. Otherwise, it's going to really take a hold of you in an unhealthy way. It really feels like you're just waiting for them to finish something else. What is the advice over here for Gemini with this theme? I'm not getting a strong person there. Love grows love is coming out for you first. But when we do get a stronger kind of sense of someone, we're going to have a look at their thoughts, feelings / energy towards you in the month ahead. And we'll just make sure that we're getting clarity from their side. This feels more like a situation. I'm not getting a specifically strong person's energy there. Your dreams are closer than you think, the number 44. So the number 4 seems to be very significant for you. We have 14, number 4, 40, 44. Really trying to get into a form of feeling stable. In between worlds, 55 now. So repeat numbers coming out. Death of the Deceitful seems to be a collective theme. It's strongly feeling like a lot of us are going to have the opportunity to see things for what they are, to kind of get out of a feeling of haze or confusion and uncertainty. And the reason or the way that we get there may be us having to dissect more of the confusion that we've been experiencing. Because I almost feel like to get out of this, you have to kind of go through it. You have to get to a point where you're almost so frustrated with the confusion and the lack of certainty that you're forced to kind of just release this situation's hold over you and focus on other things. With love grows love reverse, there is a strong feeling of, yes, you're in a cardinal energy. Yes, you have the ability to make things happen. You're a go-getter. You can be action orientated when you want to be. But I don't think this is one of those situations. I don't think it's your best interest to start this and finish this just by yourself. It feels like a very much it takes two to tango situation. And the love grows love card reversed is just saying that in this situation, what is meant to be will be. As frustrating as it is, you have to get to a point where you're able to healthily surrender, because it almost feels like there is a strong sense of attachment to this situation. I do think with your dreams are closer than you think, a lot of the answers that you're seeking or a lot of the support that you need is going to be right around you, right in front of you. I don't know if you're going to feel comfortable talking to a lot of people about this, but I think that you're definitely going to be able to get that sense of connection and peace from other people in your life. I do think that when it comes to love, there is a strong feeling of you making it your responsibility to force something to happen. And I don't think that the right connection is going to require that much from you. It literally should just be offered, and it's something that you accept. That's what this card talks about. Your dreams are so close, they're right in front of you. With the in-between worlds card here though, I do believe that this is a transitionary situation, and I think that it is going to slowly continue to develop, but it feels like it's developing at a rate that is very much out of your hands and out of your control. So that's why a lot of your advice is about relinquishing control instead of trying to hold on to it and just focusing on other things. The situation may feel very unfair, but at the same time, the more that you try to change it, control it, direct it, the more burnt out you're going to be and the less progress you're going to make, because it feels like this hasn't come together for a reason, and that reason is out of your control, out of your hands. So that's what I'm seeing with that first theme. No, you didn't miss Libra too. You didn't. I'm going to be doing Libra next. Let us have a look at the second theme now. We've got the 8th house over here. So I feel like this 8th house is a strong feeling of you trying to kind of embrace something. And I'm not going to lie, I feel like this is sexuality as well. I feel like this is you kind of stepping into your power and feeling empowered about your body or about your needs. Now, if you don't think that you would be doing that, especially if you're single and you're not really talking to anyone or you're not really interested in doing that, I still see the 8th house as you kind of confronting an aspect of yourself that is connected to your passion, a little bit of fear, with the goal of transformation. It feels like that feeling where what you're scared of, it becomes bigger unless you confront it and deal with it head on, kind of like ripping off a band-aid even, you know, being afraid of that pain. And so I'm just going to do it and I'm going to make it fast. Like that's what this feels like. And you're in this doer energy, but I want to see what tarot can tell us, Spirit. What is this 8th house about for Gemini and their love life in the month ahead? We have the Chariot coming out, some Cancer energies. We also have the King of Cups reversed. And we have the 8 of Wands reversed. So there's a lot of frustration over here. We've got the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. Okay. I'm not going to take all those cards. 3 of Cups at the back of the deck. I actually see this card as the mutable card of like a Pisces and Gemini energy. I feel like this eighth house has a lot to do with you taking advantage of what is in front of you, of what you can control, and really trying to make sure that if there's anything that you need, it is being addressed. I definitely feel like sexuality falls under that category. I do get a sense of you kind of blowing off steam and just enjoying the company of somebody else, but I feel like you're not serious about them. I feel like you're more serious about yourself. And I want to kind of talk about this because I'm getting a very clear energy here of this King of Cups energy. Now, I could see how you are someone who may have choices in the month ahead when it comes to love, because I keep getting all these sort of kings and queens come out for you. But I also feel like you're not really trying to get too attached if you're single. If you're in a relationship, I feel like you're taking your relationship way too seriously and you're having to learn to detach and to come from a space of, I'm just going to focus on what I can focus on and give them space to go through whatever they need to go through. I do feel a strong sense of loyalty within you, but I also feel like if you're not serious about anyone, in the month ahead, you're going to be very careful before you give them your full sense of loyalty. You're just going to kind of keep it light and fun and just kind of see where things go. The Chariot in this deck actually looks a little bit shy. Like, it kind of has this kind of meek demeanor, this card. It almost feels like, yes, I have the confidence and the ability and the willpower, but like that doesn't mean that I'm going to do it if I don't want to do it. Is there anything I'm missing here before we clarify this person's thoughts and feelings towards Gemini? Wow, 8th house Aquarius, that must be an interesting placement. That's a lot of reinvention and transformation. What is going on here with this 8th house energy for Gemini? What is going on with this 8th house? We have the Hanged Man in the reverse position. So Pisces is coming out. We got all the signs here actually in terms of the water signs. We've got Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. We have the Knight of Wands reversed and the King of Wands reversed. Okay, so I do see blockages here actually. Two of Cups is at the back of the deck. I feel like you're focusing on building a friendship with someone in the month ahead. And I think that there may be a desire to turn this into something more, but there's also this feeling of needing to kind of take it slow. I almost feel like one person is wanting to rush and the other person is having to kind of pump the brakes and be cautious. The overall energy seems to be movement, but the way that we're moving forward is so very like stop and start, touch and go. It does feel like we're kind of confusing our love interest over here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm seeing a lot of confusion because one minute we're on, next minute we're off. One minute we're hot, next minute we're cold over here. And this 8th house is saying we are making progress, but the situation seems to be highlighting what isn't working rather than what is working. How is this person feeling towards Gemini in the month ahead? And I think that you're still trying to figure out whether this is your primary love interest. Like, you do seem to be someone that is trying to get their head straight when it comes to the different things you could do. It's not necessarily the different people. It's more about like, what could I do right now when it comes to my love life? Like, what are my options? I feel like some of you are trying to keep it kind of easy and casual, but you don't want to make it stressful and casual. So it's a strange feeling of just kind of floating and just trying to wait to see whether a strong feeling or a strong attraction is going to kind of push you into a relationship if you're single. What is this person's energy towards Gemini in the month ahead? Okay, we got to clarify how you know this person first, apparently. Can you clarify who this person is to Gemini? How do they know Gemini? We have the Chariot. So I feel like this person is already quite established in your life in the sense of there has either already been communication or you've been around each other a lot. I feel like someone has been bold and taken action already. I also feel like for some of you, you may be traveling towards this person physically in the month ahead. They seem to already have a soft spot for you and vice versa. But I'm seeing a strong feeling of just wanting to kind of focus on the friendship. Look at this. We have the Three of Cups again, reversed. So you guys may have started as friends first. Could be for some of you same sex, because I'm seeing a lot of kings here. We also have the Death card. So this connection has gone through a transformation. It has either had an ending or it has had a dark sort of rough patch where we had to kind of redirect before we could move forward. I do feel the desire to move forward on both sides. I don't think that this is someone who, you know, things ended because you would never ever want to see them again. I feel like things ended because other things had to take priority and we had to change our behavior a little bit in this situation in order to make it work the best. So how is this person thinking and feeling towards Gemini? We have the Two of Chopsticks, so that was their energy. Chopsticks are wands in this deck. So in the middle of this deck, we have the Two of Wands, and I really do think that this person is trying to make sense of this connection in the month ahead. They're trying to figure out what their choices are too, because this person is feeling torn in two directions. And it's not like it's between you and another person. It almost feels like this person is trying to figure out, well, what do I do? Do I keep putting energy into this, or do I just start, you know, directing my energy into a different avenue? I do wonder if this person is trying to kind of make a plan with you, or you two are trying to plan to see each other in the month ahead, just to kind of get a gauge of where you're at in person. Because I could see how you may have lost contact with this person for a brief period in the past. And so you're trying to reconnect in the month ahead just to see where you're at. Down. What else? We have the Ace of Ingots reversed. So this person is afraid of showing you everything at once. They have a lot of cards. Again, the word loyalty comes to mind, but they are afraid of giving it too soon or kind of planting a seed that may just be returned to sender. And I do see this as this person even trying to prioritize other material opportunities over you. I wouldn't be surprised if when you get the chance to see them, they may say like, well, I just took a new job in this city, like it's gonna be pretty full on, or I just decided to, you know, go back to see the family over the holidays, when you're just starting to kind of get things off the ground again. And that may be very frustrating. I almost see how this person is making plans away from you, which is very frustrating because you're kind of going off their action, and what you're seeing is that they want to spend time elsewhere. I do see a pause in this connection in the month ahead, but I think you both need to get your head straight. You both need to figure out your feelings for each other, and you both need to figure out your plans, because I'm seeing that your plans don't support this connection entirely. You're making plans outside of the connection. And I see that there's going to be a time here where it's going to feel like you've gone from this really steamy, hot energy into like a cold ice bath. And that period is going to be frustrating, but it's also going to highlight your deepest desires for this connection. And I do think that you and this person do have a strong connection for the Two and the Three of Cups to be here. It's this strong feeling, though, of trying to foster friendship and fun, and just enjoying whatever time you have with each other, trying not to get too down about the other things that have kind of come between you. Is there anything else you can tell Gemini about how this person will be feeling towards them in the month ahead? Oh, thank you so much, Emma. We have the Five of Chopsticks reversed and the Empress at the back of the deck. This card wanted to come out a few times, and I kept shuffling it in because it didn't really come out, if that makes sense. It was just kind of popping up and then going back in. So I do think that that Empress is very important for you, Gemini. I feel like this person is trying to be respectful, and they're not necessarily meaning to come across or as the way that the situation is playing out to be. I think that there seems to be other things at play here, especially with the Five of Chopsticks reversed, that this person is frustrated about. There is a strong feeling of wanting to be sure about where your energy is going and maybe even cutting somebody out of the connection. It could be another friend with all these Three of Cups cards, or it could be some sort of family obligation or a career obligation. I do think that the two of you are trying to just keep it fun. You're both, especially this person, trying to be conscious of drama or conflict that could be adding to this situation. And you're both trying to kind of make it, I want to say, cut it out, almost like a tumor. It feels like this Five of Chopsticks is reversed because you're both just trying to kind of take the less stressful approach to this connection. And that Empress card, I mean, I think that the person that you're dealing with is really looking for something maybe more serious and definitely more long term. And I think that they're a little bit unsure of whether you're on the same page. Strong Taurus vibes, by the way. But technically, we also have Pisces, we have Cancer, Scorpio. We did have Sagittarius over here, Capricorn, and Aries as well. So what is the advice for Gemini with this 8th house energy? Oh, okay. We have Broken and Hatched coming out reverse. That's interesting. We also have Hiding. Oh, that's an interesting card for advice. I really think that this pause is actually necessary for you, sweets, because it's helping detach from that overwhelming feeling and just kind of sort through whatever issues arise so that you're not being hit by everything at once. We also have Heart Eater reversed. At the back of the deck is Body as a House. Wow. Taking a strong physical stance. I think that for some of you, it may be wise to take this connection slow or to embrace the delays in the month ahead, because I do think that this is the kind of person where you may have the tendency to feel like you get carried away with them. Like they just kind of overwhelm you in the best of ways, but also in the worst of ways. And I think that it's more of a feeling of trying not to lose yourself in this, because there is a strong attraction. There is a very strong feeling of you could spend days, hours, weeks, months with them and not do anything else. And I do think that you're being given doses of each other to show that there is a strong chemistry between you and there is a strong kindred kind of support that you both have. But I also think that they're not supposed to be the only guiding light in your life. I feel like there is a strong feeling of just waiting a little bit further ahead in time and having to address other things outside of this connection. External energies do seem to be really heavily impacting this theme of transformation. And your advice is to go where the change is directing you with this Broken and Hatched. It's going to be increasingly hard to focus on this because I'm seeing other things evolving around you as well and calling your attention and really asking for you to focus on them. And this seems like a really lucrative opportunity for the Broken and Hatched card to come. It's either something that you've worked really hard for, or it's something that you've been expectant of, because we have been sitting with this egg just waiting for it to kind of evolve to the point where it does hatch open. I also think that in this connection, don't perceive the delays as signs that this is never going to work out. It's more a sign that this isn't supposed to be your main focus right here, right now. It's not trying to foreshadow an unfortunate ending. It's more about just redirecting your energy. With the Hiding card here, I do feel like there are some things that you just want to keep to yourself in the month ahead when it comes to your love life. I think that's a wise idea. It may help the situation be less stressful, and it may help mitigate some of those external forces that seem to be impacting your love life. So keeping it secretive and private could just be generally very beneficial for you, just keeping certain details of your love life private. I think a lot of people get very used to Gemini placements oversharing, and they forget how secretive and selective you can be with certain information. And that's really what's going on here. You're not telling everybody everything. You're keeping certain details and names and situations under wraps. And I think that's actually really helpful for you, because you just need to sort this out for yourself between you and this person. With the Heart Eater card here, I do feel like this card is reversed because there is a strong feeling of trying to see the situation as something that is changing, and you don't have to force it to be anything in those early stages of transformation. Just enjoy the moments you have with this person and trust that the separations or the delays or the cold moments for going from hot are going to be necessary so that you can focus your energy on other things. That is what it feels like for that second theme. So let us keep moving forward. We're going to have a look at this third theme now. So over here we have mutable reversed and we have waxing crescent upright. Oh, that is a very tricky, Raven. I guess that's very relevant to that theme, though. And yes, Diane, this 8th house is also about secrets and mystery. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get more answers of clarity for you in this third theme. What is going on with this mutable waxing present theme for Gemini? Oh. We have the Ace of Cups and the Princess of Wands. They are showing up as blockages, but I'm going to put them down as reversals for now. Is there anything else you can tell them about this theme? We got a card on the ground, another blockage. So there seems to be a lot of blockages in this theme. We have another ace, the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles reversed at the back of the deck. Let me just get some water. Okay, I think, let me move you closer a little bit. I think what's going on over here is that you have two signs of two opportunities. This mutable energy reversed is almost a feeling of having your hands tied, because usually it's a very changeable energy of being able to kind of be flexible and movable and kind of manipulate the energy, especially because this is your sign placement in terms of Gemini is a mutable sign. But when it's reversed, it feels restrictive, it feels forced, or it feels like it doesn't have choice. It has to kind of align with a specific outcome or setting. And waxing crescent here is almost making me wonder if there's a strong feeling in this theme of trying to pull through to make something happen, of at the last minute doing something and almost feeling forced to do it. I do want to clarify this waxing crescent energy in the guidebook, because I feel like there is something here for you, but I do wonder if right before you think something is finished, or right before you think something is ready to start, you're going to kind of feel drawn to do something at the last minute, to say your piece, or to kind of do some sort of action just to make sure that before you let go or before you continue forward, you've done everything that you could do in that previous cycle. It feels like the ending of one thing and the starting of something new. But before you start something new, you have to just tick this box and feel comfortable and assured that you've done everything that you could. Almost feeling a feeling of being forced as well. Like, I just have to know. Very interesting, because some strong Gemini placements don't always need those answers, but in this situation it feels like you really need that answer. Okay, let's have a quick look. I always forget, it's the number 120 or 113. Here we go, waxing crescent. So it is upright. And the question that's coming out is, when you initiate a plan, do you embody the waxing crescent mentality next, or do you leap ahead to something more activated? The waxing crescent mentality is the phase, the first buds of our intentions is in the phase where the first buds of our intentions start to materialize. So I do feel like you're going into something here, and it does feel like we're still warming up to it and we're not 100% sure about what it's leading to. The key terms with this card are expansion, a slow building of energy, focus, and assertion of vision. So this should be very exciting. This should feel very confirming, but it feels a little scary for you with your mutable energy being blocked here. So the Knight of Pentacles reversed, it could be that this was not what we had planned or prepared for. It could also feel like we're being kind of shown this new path that is very much out of our depth of expertise when it comes to our love life. This isn't something we have a lot of experience in. This isn't something we have a lot of control over. And this may be something that is heavily impacted by physical restraints like distance or timing or money issues. I think with the Princess of Wands reversed, we're looking at a situation in which the path ahead seems to be taking us away from something that we have really wanted. I almost see the Princess of Wands as a new exciting journey that we are feeling passionate about, and we may be nervous, but we are feeling very drawn to it. We want this for ourselves. When it's reversed, it's either because we're not getting what we want or we're not getting to experience what we want, and we have outgrown something and we're being pulled in a different direction instead. I wonder if you're dealing with someone who has been acting slightly immaturely, and in the month ahead you're going to feel frustrated with some of their premature action, their immature action, as though they did something prematurely. Especially with the Ace of Cups reversed, it feels like your love interest may take action more so towards themselves, and you may see them as going into this cold space and you needing to take action more so towards yourself. I do feel like this is going to lead to a new passionate opportunity, but I don't know if it's actually connected to your love life. Let's clarify. What else can you tell Gemini about this mutable waxing crescent theme? We have the Death card again. A lot of Scorpio energy for you in the month ahead. A strong sense of transformation, almost needing to kind of let go. I do feel like this Death energy is a strong feeling of an ending and a new beginning in your love life over here. What is going on for Scorpio? We have Temperance reverse, so a separation from something that you've really wanted. And we have the Moon card, some hidden, more signs of secrecy and things being hidden from you, also confusion. Three of Swords, a separation. I do feel like a lot of you are going to feel at least separated from a love interest in some way in the month ahead, whether it's due to tricky communication and needing to have a difficult conversation with the person that you're dealing with, mainly in love, or whether it's a feeling of your energies being pulled in different directions and there has been no definitive action yet, but it's going to become very obvious by the end of this month ahead in terms of that second and last, or that third and fourth week of November. It's going to become very obvious that the two of you have started to really lay seeds and set foundations in places or things that are going to kind of cause distance between you. I almost wonder if there's a lot that you're not saying to this person. You're just trying to be excited for them, but you're really nervous. And maybe vice versa. This person's trying to kind of bite their tongue and there's a lot that they're not saying to you, but they're just trying to be really kind of excited for you. I do feel like there is suppression here. I feel like you're not saying everything that you want to say to your love interest, and vice versa. I don't think that you're both being entirely honest, and this is what's causing the energetic separation. Let's have a look at advice for this theme. Oh. What is the advice in this theme for Gemini? Okay, we have share tenderness in the reverse position. What else can you tell Gemini? We have your light in the reverse position, 74 and 51 on those cards. The number 13 is also really significant, so 13th of November could be significant. We have ripe fruits, 33. Something did fall on the ground. Yeah. Oh, 2 cards. We have dependency and the lonely journey of the priestess, predictions of growth. I'm not going to lie, a lot of your advice is really just to focus on yourself, Gemini. A lot of your advice is to really just see this as a necessary shift in energy, which is hard to say because you're not going to feel that way. You're going to feel very frustrated, very annoyed. Some of you are going to feel very bitter. But at the end of the day, you're going to realize that whatever these opportunities are, you have to focus on them. You have to prioritize them. I do think that this is even. Like, whoever you're interested in may be taking action in different directions, but I feel like you are as well. I'm getting a strong feeling here of just focusing on yourself and not seeing this as something that was your fault. Like, I do think that there is a feeling of at the last minute trying to say something from the heart and trying to have a difficult conversation about feelings and fears. But I also feel like that conversation is going to just highlight how much you need this time of separation to be able to focus on other things. I could almost see some of you having an argument with your love interest, I'm not going to lie. And I feel like you're the one that will win, so please be careful. And it's not that there's needs to be a win or lose feeling in an argument, but I just feel like words are going to cut deep if you have Gemini placements. And I'm just seeing a strong sense of needing to focus on what is growing for you and focusing on where your passion is and focusing on where your sense of purpose is and focusing on sharing this love with yourself first so that you don't feel so deeply wounded by this person's absence. And I do think that this could all be a part of that feeling of temporary separation that we felt in your second theme. But I think that with this theme, the main message was to say something before you fully let go and move forward, and to have that courage to be able to kind of get something off your chest, even though it may feel like you're being forced to do it and you're not really comfortable or ready. It's this strong feeling of trying to kind of make something happen in that last couple of seconds. Like, I'm literally seeing heaps of sport games in my mind, like basketball games where they make like a 3-point throw like in the last couple of seconds of the match, or literally like a baseball game and they've just managed to get their foot on the base like in time to make the point. Like, it feels very in the final hour kind of vibes. And I do think that's because there's a lot of frustration and there's a strong sense of transformation in your love life. So in the final hour, just make sure that you've said your piece and that you're moving forward with a sense of, I did everything that I could. Because I do think that we're finishing your reading with a strong sense of you focusing on yourself and trying not to get too disheartened or discouraged by your love interest's need to do the same, because you're both seemingly coming in hot, going out cold, but still feeling the strong sort of attraction. That doesn't go away. It's just that external forces seem to be pulling you away from each other temporarily for most of you. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Gemini, when it comes to your love life in the month ahead. There's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of opportunity, but there is a lot of potential to shift things as well and to release a sense of responsibility and oppression in your love life, in the sense of you've been feeling very unhealthily attached to something here, and it's a good chance for you to kind of feel a little bit liberated. But I don't know if you're going to feel like that initially. I really get a strong sense of frustration and disappointment at times, but also just a feeling of like, I can't let this go yet. And so I think that's why you get pushed to try to have this difficult conversation in the final hour. But that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope this was helpful and informative. If it didn't resonate 100%, you could have messages in your moon or Venus sign, especially because this is a love reading. Thank you so much to everybody who was able to tune in this morning. I'm going to end your stream here and we're going to start Libra in the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much, Gemini placements, for joining me, Gemini cross watchers for joining me. I wish you all a prosperous, abundant, successful, happy, joyful month ahead. Please look after your beautiful selves, and I shall see you in another video. Bye.